Have you ever been staring at your phone or computer screen for so long that your eyes start to feel heavy, dry, or blurry? It's a frustrating feeling. You rub your eyes once, and suddenly, at least for a moment, you feel like your vision just got sharper. That little rush of clarity almost feels like magic. But here's the interesting part. There's actually science behind why something as simple as rubbing your eyes for 5 seconds can refresh your vision and make the world around you appear clearer. This topic matters because we live in a world where most of us are glued to screens, phones, laptops, tablets, TVs. Eye strain has quietly become one of the most common modern health problems. You may not think about it, but when you spend hours scrolling, reading, or watching, your eyes are working harder than ever before. They get dry. The tiny muscles that help you focus get fatigued, and your brain starts to process blurred signals. That's when you feel that nagging discomfort and start to rub your eyes. So, why does rubbing your eyes seem to work? It comes down to circulation, pressure, and stimulation of the nerves around your eyes. When you gently press and massage the eyes with your fingers or palms, you increase blood flow to the area. This temporary boost helps deliver oxygen and nutrients, which refreshes the tissues. At the same time, the mild pressure stimulates the vagus nerve and other ocular nerves, sending signals to the brain that promote relaxation. Think of it like hitting a reset button on your vision system. Even a short 5-second rub can give your eyes the break they need to feel clearer. Of course, this doesn't mean you should rub your eyes aggressively or all the time. That can cause irritation or damage if done too hard. But the simple act of closing your eyes, pressing your palms gently against them, and holding for 5 seconds is a way of combining relaxation with physical relief. It's almost like stretching your back after sitting too long. That stretch doesn't fix everything, but it reminds your body that it can relax and release tension. Let me give you a relatable example. Imagine a man in his 60s who spends most of the day reading or checking messages on his phone. By evening, his eyes are sore, and the words on the page don't seem as sharp. Out of habit, he takes off his glasses, closes his eyes, and rubs them gently for a few seconds. When he opens them again, everything feels clearer. He hasn't magically improved his eyesight, but he has temporarily reset the system, relieving the fatigue, rehydrating the tear film, and waking up his tired muscles. That moment of clarity feels like a gift. That's why this small trick is so important, especially for seniors. As we age, our eyes become more sensitive. The lenses stiffen, focusing becomes harder, and conditions like presbyopia and dry eye become common. Simple habits, like blinking more often, using eye drops, or gently rubbing the eyes for short bursts, help fight back against this natural decline. They don't cure vision problems, but they improve comfort and make daily life easier. And here's another angle. Rubbing your eyes isn't just about clarity. It's about relaxation. Think about the last time you were stressed or tired. Rubbing your temples or pressing your hands over your eyes feels soothing, doesn't it? That's because touch and pressure activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body that calms you down. So when you give your eyes that 5-second break, you're not just helping them see better, you're telling your whole body to relax. For seniors especially, this matters because vision is closely tied to independence and confidence. When your eyesight feels blurry, it's easy to get discouraged, to feel older than you are. But when a simple, gentle action like rubbing your eyes can give you a sense of control, it becomes more than just a trick. It becomes a tool for living well. So as we open this discussion, remember, something as small as a 5-second eye rub has value. It refreshes, relaxes, and reminds you that caring for your eyes doesn't have to be complicated. In the next section, we'll go deeper into the first key move, understanding how to safely use eye-rubbing techniques and alternative eye exercises to keep your vision clearer, your eyes healthier, and your confidence higher. Because the more we understand the science and the habits, the more power we have to protect one of our most precious gifts, our sight. Now that we've uncovered why a quick 5-second eye rub can give you that instant refresh, let's talk about how to do it properly. and how to build on it with other simple habits that support long-term eye comfort and clarity. Because while rubbing your eyes can help, the way you do it makes all the difference. Done gently, it can be a mini reset. Done too aggressively, it could cause irritation or even damage. The key is balance. The safest and most effective method is what's often called palming. Here's how it works. Wash your hands, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and cup your palms lightly over your closed eyelids. Don't press hard. Just let your palms rest softly. Then, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and hold that position for about 5 seconds. You'll notice the darkness feels soothing. The warmth of your palms eases tension, and when you open your eyes again, your vision feels refreshed. That's the core of the 5-second trick. Simple, safe, and surprisingly effective. But this isn't just about a one-time rub. The deeper solution is learning to give your eyes micro breaks throughout the day. Our eyes were never designed to stare at glowing rectangles for hours on end. When you look at a screen, your blink rate drops dramatically, sometimes by half, which means your eyes dry out faster. The muscles that adjust your focus also tighten up because they're locked on one distance for too long. That's why many people feel eye strain after scrolling or reading. The good news? Small, consistent habits undo this stress. One powerful tool is the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. This forces your eye muscles to relax and resets your focus. Pair this with a gentle eye rub or palming break, and you'll be amazed at how much clearer and more comfortable your vision feels throughout the day. Let's put this into a real-life scenario. Imagine a grandmother who loves video calls with her family. She spends an hour chatting, but afterward, her eyes feel tired and her vision seems fuzzy. Instead of panicking or pushing through, she takes a few seconds to cup her palms over her eyes, then looks out the window at the trees in the distance for half a minute. The result? Her eyes feel calmer, her vision steadies, and she's ready to enjoy her day without discomfort. That's the power of combining safe rubbing with mindful breaks. It's not complicated, but it works. Another simple exercise is gentle circular massage around the eye sockets. Using your fingertips, lightly trace small circles around your eyebrows, temples, and under your eyes. This stimulates blood flow, reduces tension, and can even relieve headaches caused by eye strain. Again, the emphasis is on gentle. Your eyes are delicate, so less is more. And here's where encouragement matters. Seniors sometimes worry that eye strain or blurred vision means they're losing their independence. But that isn't always the case. Often, it's just fatigue, a sign that the eyes need rest, not that they're failing. By learning simple tricks like palming, the 20-20-20 rule, and gentle massage, you can take control. These small actions bring relief, confidence, and a sense of empowerment. You're not helpless. You have tools. Of course, these exercises don't replace medical care. If vision suddenly changes or pain develops, it's important to see an eye doctor. But for everyday comfort, these techniques are powerful allies. They remind us that protecting our sight doesn't always require complex solutions. Sometimes it's as easy as remembering to pause, breathe, and give your eyes the break they deserve. So far, we've uncovered the first big key: gentle, intentional eye care through safe rubbing and exercises. It's about treating your eyes with kindness, not force, and giving them regular opportunities to rest and recover. This alone can transform the way you feel each day, especially if you spend hours reading, working, or using screens. But the journey doesn't stop here. There's another key that matters just as much: your mindset. Because the way you think about your health and the habits you build around that mindset are just as important as what you physically do. In the next part, we'll explore how cultivating the right mindset and daily attitude toward your vision can unlock long-term eye health, confidence, and independence. When we talk about vision and eye health, it's easy to focus only on the physical side: exercises, drops, or medical care. But there's another piece of the puzzle that is just as important: mindset. How you think about your eyes and your health shapes the habits you practice every single day. And those habits, in turn, determine how much comfort, clarity, and confidence you enjoy as you age. Why does mindset matter so much? Because many people fall into two unhelpful extremes. On one side are those who ignore their eyes completely until a problem shows up. They think, "I'll deal with it later." On the other side are those who panic at every sign of strain, believing that blurred vision automatically means permanent damage. The best path lies in between. A balanced mindset, curious, consistent, and hopeful, is exactly the attitude seniors need when it comes to eye health. Let's make this practical. Imagine a man named Paul, age 72. He spends hours each day reading books and scrolling his tablet. By evening, his eyes feel gritty and blurry. If Paul's mindset is negative, he might say to himself, "This is it. My eyes are failing. I'm getting old." With that attitude, he stops reading as much, avoids activities he enjoys, and grows more isolated. But if Paul has a positive, resilient mindset, he says, "My eyes are tired, but I can care for them." He takes breaks, does his 5-second palming exercise, and maybe applies warm compresses. The result? His vision feels refreshed, and he keeps his independence. Same situation, two different mindsets, two very different outcomes. This principle is backed by science. Studies show that seniors who believe aging automatically means decline experience faster physical and cognitive deterioration. Meanwhile, those who maintain a hopeful view of aging, believing they can stay strong, active, and capable, tend to live longer and healthier. In fact, researchers at Yale University found that a positive mindset about aging can extend lifespan by more than 7 years. That's not just psychology. It's biology responding to belief. So what does this mean for your eyes? It means adopting a mindset of gentle persistence. Eye strain, dryness, or occasional blurriness doesn't mean the end of good vision. It's simply a signal, a reminder that your eyes need care. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, approach it with curiosity. What can I do right now to help my eyes? That shift in thinking turns every moment of discomfort into an opportunity to reset and improve. Another part of the right mindset is making daily eye care a natural part of your routine, just like brushing your teeth. Too often, people wait until something is wrong before taking action, but your eyes, like your teeth, benefit most from consistent, gentle maintenance. This could mean following the 20-20-20 rule, blinking consciously when using screens, keeping hydrated, and practicing 5-second palming throughout the day. These habits are small, but when guided by the right mindset, they add up over weeks, months, and years. Here's a simple story. Maria, a 68-year-old teacher, loved crossword puzzles but found her eyes aching after long sessions. Instead of giving up her favorite hobby, she shifted her mindset. She decided to treat her puzzles like exercise sessions, with warm-ups and breaks. Every 20 minutes, she looked out the window at the horizon, rubbed her eyes gently for 5 seconds, and drank a sip of water. Soon, she noticed she could enjoy her puzzles longer without discomfort. Her secret wasn't fancy treatment. It was a mindset that said, "I can adapt." The beauty of this approach is that it gives seniors a sense of control. Vision changes with age are real, but they don't have to define you. When you choose to see challenges as signals rather than failures, you empower yourself. That empowerment reduces stress, and lower stress means better overall eye health. Stress tightens muscles and reduces circulation. Calmness does the opposite. A calm, hopeful mindset literally helps your eyes function better. Of course, mindset doesn't mean ignoring medical help. If you have ongoing vision problems, it's important to see an eye doctor. But the daily experience of comfort and clarity often comes down to the little choices you make, guided by your perspective. Do you assume it's too late to help yourself? Or do you believe small steps can still make a big difference? The truth is, small, steady efforts guided by the right attitude can carry you to extraordinary results. So as we wrap up this block, here's the takeaway. Your eyes respond not just to what you do, but to how you think. A hopeful, proactive mindset builds healthier habits. Those habits protect your vision and give you confidence. And that confidence fuels independence. You may not control the fact that aging brings changes, but you absolutely control how you respond to those changes. And in the final part of this story, we'll look at the third key move: how a lifestyle of moderation, through simple nutrition, hydration, and balance, can protect not just your eyes, but your whole body. Because your eyes, like your overall health, thrive when you care for them in balance without extremes. We've seen how a simple 5-second eye rub can refresh tired eyes, and how mindset shapes daily habits that protect your vision. Now it's time for the third key: moderation and balance in lifestyle. Because your eyes thrive when you create the right environment for them. It's not about extremes. It's about consistency, balance, and care. One of the most overlooked parts of eye health is nutrition. Your eyes are living tissue, and they depend on nutrients delivered through your blood to function properly. Vitamins A, C, and E, as well as minerals like zinc, play crucial roles in protecting vision. Omega-3 fatty acids help maintain the oily layer of your tear film, which prevents dry eyes. Leafy greens like spinach, bright orange foods like carrots, and fish like salmon are more than just healthy meals. They are natural vision protectors. Moderation in diet doesn't mean eating perfectly. It means consistently choosing foods that nourish your eyes rather than harm them. Equally important is hydration. Dry eyes are one of the most common complaints among seniors, and dehydration is often part of the problem. The eyes need moisture to stay comfortable, and when the body lacks water, the tear film suffers. Drinking enough water throughout the day is one of the simplest, most overlooked solutions. Pair that with limiting alcohol and excessive caffeine, which can dry out the body, and you create a balanced environment where your eyes feel better naturally. Another factor in moderation is rest. Just as the body needs sleep to heal, the eyes need downtime to recover from strain. In today's world, it's tempting to binge-watch shows or scroll through endless news feeds late into the night. But when you give your eyes proper rest, by reducing screen time before bed, using dimmer light in the evenings, and sleeping in a dark room, you give them the chance to repair and reset. That's why many seniors notice that their vision feels sharper in the morning. It's the result of rest and recovery. And let's not forget the role of environment. Bright glare, harsh lighting, or dusty air can all strain the eyes. Moderation means creating spaces that are comfortable for vision, using proper lighting for reading, wearing sunglasses outdoors to protect against UV damage, and keeping your living space clean and humidified if needed. These little changes may seem small, but together they form a shield around your eyesight. Here's a relatable example. Picture Helen, age 74, who loves sewing. She noticed her eyes feeling strained after long sessions. Instead of giving up her hobby, she made small changes, adding a softer lamp to reduce glare, taking water breaks, and gently rubbing her eyes every hour. She didn't overhaul her life. She simply practiced moderation. As a result, she continues doing what she loves with more comfort and less fatigue. Moderation also applies to how we handle treatments and routines. Eye drops, for example, can be wonderful, but overusing them can cause dependence. Supplements are helpful, but they work best as part of a balanced diet rather than as a replacement. Even exercise, so good for circulation and eye health, should be done consistently, not excessively. Balance prevents burnout and protects long-term health. What ties all of this together is the bigger picture: independence and hope. Vision is not just about seeing clearly, it's about living fully. When you can read, drive, enjoy hobbies, and recognize the faces of people you love, you feel strong and independent. And independence is one of the greatest gifts of healthy aging. Seniors often fear losing control, but the truth is, Small, balanced choices every day can preserve that independence far longer than most people imagine. This is why stories of resilience resonate so powerfully. The people who thrive in their later years aren't those who chase extremes. They're the ones who live with balance, eating simply, resting well, moving often, and staying joyful. The same applies to your eyes. You don't need complicated tricks or miracle cures. You need balance, gentle eye rubs for relief, mindset for resilience, nutrition, hydration, and rest for long-term comfort. So, as we conclude, here's the inspiring truth. Caring for your eyes is not about age. It's about attitude and action. Every 5-second rub, every mindful break, every glass of water, every moment of gratitude builds a foundation of health and independence. You don't need to surrender to the idea that aging equals decline. Instead, you can embrace the mindset that aging is an opportunity to care more deeply for yourself, to enjoy life with clarity, and to show others what's possible. At the end of the day, your eyes are windows to your world. When you care for them with moderation and balance, you protect not just your vision but your freedom, your joy, and your independence. And that is a future worth working toward. One gentle eye rub, one mindful choice, one hopeful day at a time.